Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may be available for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, starting off here on the daily, we have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. Now what's the daily showing us? Well, yesterday, Thursday, basically closed out as a bearish engulfing of that previous day, which was a bullish day. Right, so after we took that buy side liquidity from some external highs above here, right, we had a bearish reaction following yesterday, which was kind of expected after taking this type of buy side liquidity. So that's played out. We engulfed the previous day. On the inverse on DXY, we had a bullish day, right? So possible signs of reversal slash, well, pullback from this area, from taking this buy side liquidity, right? So within this bullish leg, we're going to clearly be in a premium and we're possibly pulling back now. We have this first immediate POI of a imbalance on the daily, which may be drawing price. As I've mentioned in previous videos, we have the same imbalance on DXY as well, right? With an order block there. So far today, we are bearish, right? We're quite bearish already this morning. We've blown through our previous daily low and previous daily high on DXY. So not much else to discuss, but let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that shows us. On the 4 hour, we can see that bearish move from yesterday, right? A lot of bearish momentum in price. We've pulled back down to a discount of this possible 4 hour leg here, right? From this low here that took sell side liquidity and broke above this high to make a new high. All right, we've pulled back down. We've now filled this imbalance here. Right, come into this last candle on the 4 hour. So I've drawn out this 4 hour line here just to let us know we're within some sort of POI or filled a POI. So this current 4 hour candle seems to be battling with whether it's going to continue bearish or start showing signs of support. So we need to see what's going to happen here immediately. Of course, price can go lower or price can sweep this low or come down towards these imbalances here further down in the larger leg, right? So that's still possible, but we're waiting to see if we're going to find any support here or what price is going to do. DXY has the same possible leg here from this high to this low. We're also pulled back into a premium of that leg. So we're waiting to see if this confluence here is going to hold as any sort of support, or if it doesn't, what's going to happen once we take the sell side liquidity below here maybe. So price's structure is obviously still bullish, but now, as I mentioned on the daily, after taking this buy side liquidity, we've definitely found some bearish momentum for price to pull back either on the higher time frames to a lower point or just to this point here. I think the 4 hour is very clear. We're now in an area where I can look for longs possibly after all of the short biases I've had. So let's go down to the 1 hour and see what that shows us. So on the 1 hour, let's just quickly discuss DXY. After we had our SMC divergence at these lows here, right, with this high, and we took that buy side liquidity up here, and we took some, I think, internal sell side liquidity here. We've obviously pulled back very bullish, and we've come above this sort of internal high here as buy side liquidity, right, which is above the previous daily high. So you can see that with that X there. We're failing to close above it at the moment. It does look like some sort of sweeping action of this buy side liquidity, and obviously there's some mitigation of imbalance there. But either way, the buy side liquidity is what's important to me. Price is being held there at this time, showing possible resistance and consolidation. Okay, and we are of course in a premium of that possible leg. And then of course on EU, we are in net discount here. We've pulled all the way down to this possible 1 hour order block here, right, deep within the discount of this leg, of this range. And price is also, you know, fighting back against the bearish pressure there. So again, as I said, we're waiting to see what happens. Is this going to hold as support or isn't it? Immediately above, there are, as you'll notice, imbalances and order blocks. So we've got about 3 of them just in this bearish leg here, this bearish momentum. So the immediate one here, I would want to be cautious of that, right? Like I said, I'm in the area where I'll look for longs, but these sort of areas here, I'll be cautious of trading against. I would want to be in and possibly out by the time we get to these POIs. right? So the same for this one above and the same for this one here. So those are just some things to mention. Again, we're half an hour into this hourly candle. We are showing some bullish momentum, but that could change. DXY is refusing to leave this area at this time being. It also has these 1 hour POIs, right, which I would like to be out of a trade if I get into one before we reach there. May or may not be possible. However, these are the same draws on price also if we do manage to get into the long as well. So I do like this buy side liquidity here that is currently swept, right? We haven't closed above it. And we are in sort of this 4 hour, 1 hour POI area within a discount here on EU, which could show support. So lower time frame, we're waiting for, you know, the structure break to confirm these areas. So I think that's clear. There is room to go lower, of course, as I mentioned on a higher time frame, but we're working within this leg at the moment. We're working with what we have. We have buy side liquidity. Okay, we have POIs, and we're just going to see what happens. No rushing into any trade. So in saying that, let's go down to the M15 and see what opportunities may be available for this morning. So here on the M15, here's yesterday's move, right? I really wanted this one. This is the short I was waiting for, and it didn't pull back. We swept that internal liquidity, right? London high remained, and then we broke through London low. We just didn't pull back to this M15 order block here to go short, right? It took all of that without us. So moving into today, after all this bearish price action, as the order flow is still very bearish, we are down into the areas I mentioned. Buy side liquidity on EU in a premium, and we're in possible POIs in a discount in on EU as well, right? The M15 doesn't look great at the moment, right? We still got this bearish leg here. Price action's been a bit consolidation down here. We have taken the lows of Asia. We've had a bullish last 15 minutes, right? Big bullish engulfing in the last 15. By the moment doesn't mean anything. We have a small SMC divergence, which may indicate some weakness on EU here, right? Because we've got this low to this lower low and this high to this lower high, right? So that looks more like a sweep of sell side liquidity. However, that's just a lower time frame SMC. It's no reason to, you know, go off and trade anything just yet on its own. You're still trading against buy side liquidity and POIs on a high time frame. We have that 1 hour order block to be cautious of above, which is also a 15-minute order block here, right at the top of Asia where this range is. I don't think anything looks really fantastic for any immediate trades on the M15 because we want to see this structure shift, right? So we'd want to see a higher high here somewhere, higher than these, and then a pullback, but it doesn't look good. Let's check the M5. M5 looks a bit better. We've got all these lows here that serve the sell side liquidity. There's also some SMC from here to here. What would I want to see? Now, for the longs, which doesn't seem to be playing out that well, right, with what price action is currently doing, I would need price to go higher, break above these highs to give the possible indication of a break of structure above here. And then, of course, we get our corrective pullback down to this area, lower time frame order block with imbalance, to then trade up towards our 1 hour POI and the other side of Asia. That's all I'm seeing at the moment. These candles aren't, you know, great in this area. I would have loved the little low test sweep and just a break above and a pullback. So at the moment, price is consolidating on the M15, M5 in this area. But this is something that I would like to see, just something that looks like this. Price to break above, clear break of structure, pull back down, possibly corrective, leave an inducement maybe just above our order block with imbalance there. And then we could set some sort of order here, stop loss just below the lows, right, to trade towards this, the other end of this leg here. So this is the only thing I really see for longs. If we were to zoom back out to maybe the M15, maybe some more longs, if we were to come back down and take these lows here as sell side liquidity and sweep it, then same thing again from there. Or if that happens again here, maybe these lows get taken again and then we perform a better break of structure. But again, I don't see much going on just because the price action isn't clear and great, right? I want to be in a long before we get anywhere near this area, hopefully, so it's mitigated. But we do have this range here, so waiting to break above it, and then we'll see what happens there. Right, for me this isn't a break of structure yet, so we'll see how that goes. Of course, shorts could come into the market up here. We'll have to be patient for that one. I'd want to see this area hold, right, because we are in a discount. We are where I want to be longing from. So something like this, maybe where we come up into the structure, maybe sweep our internal high and then break down again with some sort of momentum, right? So we're confident with this zone holding, and then we get that pullback back up to a lower time frame order blocking imbalance to continue our trend, well, to continue our recent pullback trend short downwards. Just something like this. Breakout structure, possible inducement from a pullback, set our order, stop loss above the highs. So something like that could occur up here. We'll see. It may want to sweep the other side of Asia, right? So same thing, if it happens up there and sweeps it and breaks down, then I'm fine with that too. Like I said, I want to be looking for longs in this area, but I'm also aware of these 1 hour order blocks that may actually hold price and continue further down towards that daily imbalance in the discount area. So we'll wait for good price action. Again, like I said, nothing great's happening here for me at the moment, just looking at how the candles are forming. So I hope you gain value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.